Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back. I think we just might have a serious problem when it comes to gear, and more importantly, missing gear. If you have noticed that when you complete some of these challenges, whether it be through contacts or maybe the watch or basically anything in the game, you're supposed to get a blueprint for maybe a suit or weapon or ranged. And you notice that when you receive it, well, nothing is in your inventory. Well, you're not alone and you're not crazy. I initially thought that, I was crazy and maybe I wasn't paying attention and I didn't really get what I thought I was going to get. Well, I might have figured out what is going on, and we're going to talk about the problems that could bring or how it's a problem now, and hopefully they change it and address it. Now, to me, there are two huge issues here, and we're going to address both of them. But let's first talk about, well, the first thing. And when you have certain missions or certain objectives that you need to complete, and this could be with anything, whether it be through your contacts or watch, rewards that you get, even side stories or even criminal activity, anything that gives you a reward for particular gear. Now, when people are going out and completing these things, when you are level 40 and you're supposed to get either a suit or maybe a melee weapon or a ranged weapon of legendary status, and you're supposed to get that when you complete it. The problem is, or at least what's happening, is that people are completing these, and it actually happens quite often through my extensive testing. And I've noticed that it happens with everything, not just one particular thing, not just the watch or not just contacts, but I've gotten this to trigger and happen on everything. And so what happens is that when you complete these and you're supposed to get these blueprints, you realize that when you finish it and you look in your inventory, that nothing is there. And so that's certainly a problem, obviously, because when you're level 40 or when you are end game, you're trying to grind out these god rolls. And we're going to get into these god rolls, which in my theory and when I'm thinking about what's going on here, that's going to actually kind of hurt that aspect of it as well. But you complete these things and they're not in there, and obviously that's a problem because you're sitting there wasting your time and you're wasting your effort, and it's not fun to complete these things and then not get anything back for it. And for those of you that aren't aware of what's going on, let me walk you through step by step. So we're getting ready to collect rewards. We go to our contacts just to show you, Jada, you're supposed to get a legendary suit, right, as your reward for completing, her missions or objectives. You see that the reward, XP legendary suit, at least as the blueprint, not as anything else. It's just supposed to be a legendary blueprint, right? It shows that I got a legendary blueprint for my reward. I go into my gear, and when I look into the crafting, you see that there's no icon for a new blueprint or anything. There's no icon for a new suit. So I just completed everything for Jada. I'm supposed to get a legendary suit. I didn't get anything in my inventory. No legendary suit, no nothing. Now, in these particular cases, like I said, I want to talk about two different things of what I think is going on here. And this is the first thing. And so going into the crafting, for example, when I look at this, if I go into the crafting side, we're inside here, we're inside the belfry. We already have something in our inventory called linked suit. Now, if I was to craft this, say receive this again, it says you already have a similar item. It will be dismantled and replaced with this new one, materials gained. And it gives you a list of things that you will gain by crafting it. And so when I do craft it, you'll see that on my loadout screen or anything like that, I don't have any new icons. I don't have any new anything to show that I've gotten any new piece of gear. All it did was take the piece that I got from crafting. It gave me some materials back, and then put the same piece into my inventory. Now, why is that important? Well, going back to the Jada thing, when I was supposed to get this legendary suit, if you look to the very left, you'll see that a bunch of crafting material pops up. Well, in these particular cases, I think that is what is happening, is that when we complete any challenge in the game, it doesn't matter, like I said, if it's through the watch or if it's through contacts or if it's through case files, doesn't make a difference. You're supposed to get a legendary piece or some piece of gear. And if you already have it in your inventory, these icons for the crafting will pop up instead. And it will replace your original piece with the same piece, not show that you got a new piece, and then just give you a bunch of crafting materials instead. And personally, to me, I think this is a huge problem. Not just something, well, okay, you know, you have a duplicate piece and it gives you materials. It kind of only makes sense. But there's a bigger problem here. And I think that, well, one being is that this happens frequently. Just in 24 hours, the amount of time that I was able to test this, I got this to trigger like 3 or 4 or 5 times or something like that, to where I was supposed to get a legendary piece. I didn't get it. And then I got crafting materials instead. That makes me think that all of the crafting pieces are not random, because if they were random, what are the possibilities that 20% of all the gear you get is a duplicate? If you can get different elemental resistance and armor and conditional stats and mod slots and power and defense and the type of suit style and all of that stuff, if all of that can be random, if it can be random, you know how many possibilities that there would be for you to get particular gear? I think it would be a lot. And if you're getting duplicates, the chances of this many people getting duplicates and you getting and me getting duplicates, that many duplicates in one single night, it makes me believe that these suits and the stats on them are not random. And it's based on, you know, particular challenges or particular places, which is upsetting, because that would mean there's no such thing as a God roll. Nothing is random. It is all predetermined and preset. And our second thing that we're going to talk about kind of builds on that everything is predetermined and preset, and it's not random. And these pieces that you are getting is based on something that was just, you know, you can only get this piece, this piece, this piece, this piece from this particular person, or this piece, this piece, this piece from this particular person. And eventually you're going to run into duplicates. And people that have been playing the game have noticed that they're getting lots of duplicates. And that is very concerning for me, in the sense that it kind of takes away the whole elemental RNG, you know, grind type of thing. There is an end to it. It means there is an end. There is a distinct end. Once you unlock all the stuff that's available, there's nothing else for you to do, because there is no RNG. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I really hope that I'm wrong on this. And I really hope that, you know, this is not correct. But based on what I've seen, that is what it appears to be. Now let's jump into the second problem that I have at least found when it comes to rewards in gear. We're here with Red Hood, okay? And if we go over here and look at the map, you will see that our watch over here at the top, we get rewards for a melee weapon, a legendary melee weapon, and some XP, which is cool. You know, that's normal, right? You go out on the watch one day or one time a night through watch, you can collect this reward, which seems to be all right. But if I go to my other contacts, I can also see that Lucius Fox has some more rewards. And I do recommend doing Lucius Fox because these heroic mods are actually pretty solid, and actually some of the heroic gear is pretty solid. We're going to get into a video comparing all of the gear, and surprisingly the heroic is much better than you actually think. But either way, that's beside the point. You see that Lucius Fox here, we have rewards for him. We have rewards for the watch as well. Both of these, you know, normal. But then I come back from the, you know, my night out, and I come back to the Belfry as Red Hood, and I decide, you know what, the next night I want to play Batgirl, you know, and I want to go out the next day as Batgirl. Well, I go out and I look at my same thing. I look at my watch. What happened to my legendary piece? Where'd that go? I can only get my legendary piece through Red Hood? Well, it appears so. I look at my contacts. I go to Lucius Fox. Where's my heroic gear now? Where'd that go? If I went out and completed it with, you know, completed the challenge with Lucius Fox, I no longer have all of the heroic pieces to get as well. So this is another problem. And it leads me to think that all of the gear or whatever, all of the rewards is locked to when you return from the Belfry. I have noticed that when I'm switching characters, if I come back from the Belfry and I switch characters and go out the next night, a lot of the gear that I was supposed to get from being Red Hood or whatever character it is, and you come back to the Belfry, it like locks itself to that particular character only, and you can no longer get that gear. So when I come back, that our watch was locked as a Red Hood piece. Well, obviously it's not going to show up under Batgirl because Batgirl doesn't use Red Hood pieces. And Lucius Fox is locked to Red Hood. So obviously Lucius Fox isn't going to give, you know, pieces because it's locked to Red Hood. So each night you're coming back to the Belfry, it's locked as the person that you come back from. So to do the watch, I got to go out, complete the night, come back, and when I come back as Batgirl, then all of this stuff as Batgirl will then reset into the game, and then the next night you got to go out, and then it will change itself to the correct player, and you'll get the correct rewards. Now, I did notice that, you know, like Jada and Detective Montoya, those pieces don't go away, but I wouldn't throw it past anything to suspect that for those people that are missing gear when they collect rewards, that this also might be happening. It just shows the icon here, but in fact, the gear is actually locked to a particular person when they come back, and then when you go out the next day as a different character, it's still locked under that character you played the night before. And so when you complete it, you do not get anything. And so in order to reset the whole thing, you got to basically waste a night. You got to go out, and then you got to come back again, and then go back out as Batgirl, and then all of the things will reset. I think both of those things are going on when it comes to missing rewards, missing gear, missing pieces. So like I said, I'm not exactly sure what is going on here, but that is my best guess. And based on my research and based on experiments and trial and error, that is what I have found out. And that has seemed to be the most logical reason for behind it. And both of those reasons are not good. One, the first one being that if we really do get that many duplicates, then there's obviously no such thing as random rolls, right? And that there's just a set number of pieces that you can get and a set number of types you can get. I mean, there's 11 different customizable styles. Okay, so and then just basing that on 11 styles with the different amount of conditional stats, the different amount of defense or health, the different type of suit it is, and the different elemental armor resistance that you could possibly get. All of that would be in the thousands and thousands of different types of pieces. There is no way that we are getting this many duplicates if it is random. So that's to me, that's a huge problem because God rolls wouldn't exist. It's just predetermined. So that'd be really unfortunate. I hope that's not the case, but that's what it looks like right now. And then the other one being is that, well, it's obviously a pain in the butt for all of the gear to be locked to a specific character when you come back to the Belfry. And then you got to waste a night going out and back in just to get things right again. We should be able to switch characters and then still get the gear if we want to switch characters. But both cases are definitely a problem. I really hope they fix it very soon, because I definitely want to think that what I'm doing means something. I do want to think that my grind is meaning something. I'm trying to get this God roll. I'm trying to get the best suit that I can possibly get with the best weapons, the best combination. And if in reality it's all predetermined and it's all like already done for me, then what fun is that? I'm just trying to get that one piece. And there is not going to be a difference between my character and somebody else's character when it comes to the best gear. It's going to be the same. The best is the best. Y'all are going to have to let me know in the comments. What do you think? I really do hope that this is fixed soon, and that maybe there's a different explanation for it. But we'll just have to see. I mean, like I said, I'm having an absolute blast playing this game. I love this game. Don't get me wrong, but this is definitely something that cannot be true. Like, we cannot have this. Like, we cannot have it to where it is like this, where there's a problem with people collecting gear, getting duplicates, or missing gear because they're switching characters in the Belfry. That would not be a good thing for the game. That would frustrate a lot of players and make them not want to play, I would think. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it. I'm sure I rambled on long enough, but either way, I will hopefully see everybody again soon, and I hope y'all stayed safe on Halloween. Y'all take it easy. We are out. Peace.